What's up, everybody? It's your boy Dunte86 here for another video. I actually just went to the movies to see this, what was it? Guardians of the Galaxy. I'm gonna give you a quick little review here, and I mean, it was a good movie, I think, and let me break it down for you guys and tell you what it's like.
You ain't breaking down shit. Let's calm down for a second, man. Let's calm down for just 1 second. Alright? Hey guys, what's going on? NG is back again for another video with, as you all know, stole the intro.
Dunte86.
I'm currently on vacation over here in Texas, and we've been having a great time at Casa de la Dunte. We, as Jamal just mentioned, just got back from seeing Guardians of the Galaxy.
Guardians of the Lols.
Guardians of the Lols, indeed. Let's just say that that'll be the entire theme of the review. So, Jamal, what has really been your experience as far as like the Marvel movies as of late? Avengers, Captain America, Thor, how much have you seen of this?
Honestly, not too much. I've seen like Avengers, yeah. And I need to go back and see all the backstory of all that. I saw the Hulk, the good one, not the bad one.
Edward Norton one.
Yeah. I did see the bad one too, and I erased that from my mind. But I mean, Avengers, I really am kind of interested to see what led up to it. So I need to go back and watch, what, about 5 movies?
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever amount they're at right now. You bandwagon fan?
What?
Yeah, exactly.
I like Marvel, and I know what the Avengers are, but that doesn't make me a bandwagon fan. Shut up.
Guardians of the Galaxies, from my perspective, I mean, I really, for the most part, did not have too much faith going into the movie. I mean, not to bore Jamal here with any of the details, but when it came to Guardians, I was kind of skeptical on what they were doing. I was excited that Marvel was doing something with a new property. I mean, we'd seen Thor, Captain America, Iron Man has had 2 sequels now. And you know, it started to get a bit stagnant. I mean, even though most of those movies have been good, it just felt like we needed a breath of fresh air injected into the franchise. And that's ultimately what I think Guardians set out to do. This is, I mean, you probably could tell even from Avengers, this is a very different Marvel movie.
Yeah.
Very different in tone. I'll just say this is not a movie for kids.
No, don't let the raccoon fool you.
Don't, that little guy Rocket Raccoon, don't let that dude fool you just because he's cutesy and cuddly and pint-sized. I think a lot of little short things people automatically super cute. You know, Edward Elric. Inside joke, y'all understand. But as far as the tone is concerned in this movie, this was a lot more adult-oriented, adult-themed. It wasn't as watered down in terms of the humor and the comedy, which this movie has a lot of. A lot of comedy. This is first and foremost a comedic film. There's so much humor in almost every single scene. There's going to be someone who's making you crack up. Mainly the good guys, not really the bad guys. Mainly just Star-Lord, played by Chris Pratt, and Rocket Raccoon, played by Bradley Cooper. Honestly, I can't just sit here and explain to you guys the type of humor that goes into it, because it's really something you have to see. It's not like something somebody can sum up to you, because you have to see it in action. Yeah. Because a lot of these scenes, I think you'll agree, out of context, they really wouldn't make sense.
No, but what I will say about the comedy, to kind of give you a gist of it a little bit, is the different characters, the good guys, they're all from different backgrounds, and the main character, Star-Lord, being from Earth, us the viewers, we kind of get what he's talking about, and the other people don't. So they'll say things, and they don't know that what they're saying is hilarious to us, but yeah, that's kind of how it is. It's just different interactions that in their world, it's not funny, because they're just naive and don't really know what's going on, but that's a lot of the comedy right there.
Yeah. You saw a bit of that in the Avengers when you had like Thor interacting with Iron Man and Captain America, and it was funny to some extent, but it seemed like, you know, it was rather forced.
Yes.
This one, it just kind of makes sense. Like overall, everybody just coming together. I mean, the scenes playing out with Rocket Raccoon first and foremost, like
he's just funny.
There's never a dull moment with that little guy. I'll just say that. But as far as like the humor goes, I think the writing was really good. It wasn't really anything corny or cheesy, or just you couldn't think to yourself, wow, man, that just does not fit in this movie. Everything for the most part just fits into place in terms of the tone of the movie. I mean, if you watch the trailers and stuff, which I think they did a pretty good job of setting the tone, it fits. I mean, you see the stuff they do in the trailers with the music, like I'm hooked on a feeling, and where they put that in the movie, especially if you love music in general, just stuff from the 80s and 90s and that stuff. There's a lot of great tracks there. It can be, I guess, very nostalgic.
Bunch of 80s love.
Dunte86 for a reason. I mean, to some extent, I think Star-Lord is kind of stuck in that mindset. I mean, he's been taken, abducted from this planet, so he's kind of hooked on that, and it definitely shows from what he's doing in the movie.
He's hooked on the feeling.
I guess so. I really enjoyed it. I really didn't think that it was kind of forced or, man, there's enough comedy, stop doing that, because they kind of know when to draw the line in terms of stuff like, okay, this is a serious scene, we're not going to try to do anything funny here. And then there are just scenes that you wouldn't expect there to have comedy that really works.
And you just sit there cracking up the whole time.
Yeah.
And while you're cracking up, there's still pivotal things happening though. It's like you're not laughing and missing some of the story because they're doing comedy. They're doing it and it's still moving forward.
Yeah, exactly. So as far as tone, humor, all that stuff, it works really well. We haven't really seen it in a Marvel movie before. Actually, not really too many comic book movies, so I was glad to see that. As far as visuals are concerned, beautiful.
Yeah.
Very colorful. I mean, outside of stuff that we've seen in Thor and Asgard and movies like that, we kind of gotten used to just like, you know, bland stuff here and out. Very beautiful, very awesome color palette choices. Then there were a couple of things that I just really did not care for. Mainly some of the characters. I think we can both agree that the villain was pretty weak.
Yeah. Kind of didn't really care about him all that much.
He was there, and he really was just, you know, he had a clear-cut, one-track motivation mind, like, oh, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. There was really no development going on for his character, no real reason to care for this guy on screen. And Jamal's dog over there is just having a fun little time with these toys. There was no reason for us to care for this guy other than the fact that, okay, he's evil. Like, he's going against Star-Lord and Gamora and Drax and these guys, so let's see him on screen a bit more. That was basically it. And that was kind of depressing because I think, you know, a friend pointed this out and I think it really applies. Marvel has some of the best villains, well-constructed villains out there, but all of them seem to fall into, I guess if you've been watching the movies, they suffer from, well, it's not Loki, so it's not important. He's gonna go take care of Nico. Stop making that noise. And that's something that really kind of bugs me because I love Marvel, I love their catalog of characters, and it kind of sucks that all these movies that we've been seeing, for the most part, have had weak villains that they end up killing off at the end of the movie, villains that really just aren't developed, or they just focus on Loki. I mean, Loki's been in Thor, he's been in Avengers, he's been in Thor 2, and don't get me wrong, it's not that I don't like Loki. Loki's a great character, he's a great villain, but it's just that when he's getting all the soul, all the focus, when there are so many top tier villains in this universe, it's just kind of depressing as me as a comic book fan, because they could do so much with it. So this villain really did not have much motivation going for it, which was one of the main problems I had in this movie. And another one was some of the acting from even some of the Guardians, like Gamora and Drax just wasn't there. I mean, we love Zoe Saldana, like
definitely
one of the most beautiful women out there, but she just kind of regurgitated into this role of, oh, we gotta stop, this is not good, he's evil. It just got really preachy and I couldn't understand it. She started off great, don't get me wrong. And then Drax, I'm not the biggest fan of Dave Bautista, as everyone knows. I did not approve of this casting choice. And while he was funny because he was playing the guy who's way too literal, which is one of the best scenes in the entire movie, his entire concept of being literal, too literal in fact. When he wasn't there, when he was talking stuff about, you know, what happened to his family, I mean, it's stuff you're supposed to feel sad about, but it's just, he's not an actor, he's a professional wrestler.
Yeah.
You can obviously tell that, and I guess for some it's not gonna matter, they don't care, it's like, oh, he's just gonna be there, he's gonna, you know, F shit up, and, you know, I'm trying so hard not to say that, but I'm like, whatever, man, I do what I want, it's the interwebs. You don't have to be proper, what is political correctness?
No.
I don't know either, man. Yeah, so as far as Gamora and Drax, I really did not like them. I mean, they were part of the team, so I had to care about them. Overall, I just wasn't feeling them.
Gamora was eye candy.
Yeah, she was eye candy. I mean, she was. that was one of the things I was worried about. She wasn't there to just show that, hey, we got this really hot green-looking chick.
That's true.
She wasn't. Like, she did do stuff.
Have a reason.
She had a reason, but at the same time, it's like, wow, I wish they gave you more to do, you know?
Yeah.
But I think maybe the main focus they were going for was obviously Star-Lord and his struggles, which was good. Rocket Raccoon, as we already discussed, Bradley Cooper, oh my lord. If he had a spirit animal, it'd be a raccoon. That's all it is, just this little feisty raccoon. But overall, I thought that it was pretty good, you know? It was definitely something that I think Marvel can be proud of. They took a risk. I understand a lot of people out there, me first and foremost, I was like, I wasn't saying the movie will be bad because it's Guardians, I was just saying, I don't know if this is going to work. Are people going to like it? I mean, I was worried about it, but it's good. I can say that I enjoyed watching it. It definitely surprised me to some extent. You know, things that really did get on my nerves as far as like the villains and Gamora and Drax, that stuff did bother me, but overall the movie, I would see it again. Just based off of the humor alone, it's a fun movie to see with friends. And now that we've gotten all that main stuff out of the way, I think it's time we talk about some of the spoilers, which I know to Jamal it's not really going to be much of an issue, you know. But a lot of people I've noticed in a lot of the early screenings have been complaining that this movie kind of leads into Avengers 3 a bit too much. It's really exciting at first when you hear them say Thanos, because it's like, oh my god, it's that guy from Avengers 1, oh my god, it's crazy, and then someone else says Thanos, and then it's like they're passing it out like candy. You get a Thanos, you get a Thanos, and you get a Thanos. And then we finally do end up seeing Thanos, which was pretty cool. I was glad that they put that into the movie, but really, like, you are whoring the crap at Avengers 3.
Pretty much.
A movie that's not coming out until, what, 2019?
At the
A long time. And I understand that Guardians is not tying into 2. Obviously, you know, they're doing their own thing and it's going to lead into 3, but really, guys, like, dang. And then the post-credit scenes, which really is an after-credit scenes, because unlike the other ones where they have like the fancy title credits that show the actor's name, then they have the scene, then they have the regular credits. This one was all the way at the very end, so they made you wait for it.
Completely.
Yeah, completely. And the final scene shows the collector, Benicio del Toro, just sitting around in the ruins of his entire, you know, collection. And then, of course, you see Cosmo, the space dog, so that was awesome. But you get a chance to see Howard the Duck, which I was surprised so many people in the theater actually caught. They were like, oh my freaking god, it's Howard the Duck! And then all the little kids were like, who's Howard the Duck?
Yeah, a lot of that.
A lot of the older crowd in the room were like freaking the heck out, which I was so glad to see. Jamal was like, what are you doing, man? I'm like, oh my god, it's Howard the Duck, man!
I mean, I know who he is. I've seen the old movie. We don't talk about that.
Yeah, but I honestly really did enjoy the after credits scene, because why would they really advertise Avengers 2 when this is going into Avengers 3? You know, it just felt like, oh, okay, we're gonna throw these characters, this after credit scene in there. It felt as if like they're trying to be more smart the way they do the after credit stuff. They're not trying to just throw it in there and say, oh yeah, this, that. They're trying to lead it into, like, for example, Thor, they had the Collector, and then the Collector leads into Guardians of the Galaxy, and then Guardians of the Galaxy and Thanos. Thanos is going to be in Avengers 3, so it all makes sense when you're connecting things together, connecting the dots and all that, which I like that they're doing, you know. It wasn't as if they're going to say, yeah, we're going to shoehorn this guy into Avengers 2. So, I really did enjoy that. But overall, Guardians of the Galaxy, it's definitely a movie worth watching once, twice, maybe 3 times. I'm glad Marvel took a risk on this. I was definitely kind of like shaky on it, and well, a lot of my concerns weren't really resolved in terms of like the villain treatment, which really Marvel has to iron out at some point. We can't just have them resort to Loki all the time.
It's like 3 movies now?
3 movies, man. It's, what can I say? Tumblr loves these guys.
Oh god.
Yeah. We're not going to get into that right now. But it was definitely a movie that I can see myself owning on Blu-ray and watching a couple of times and introducing to people. And it's great for newcomers, because it doesn't say like, it doesn't try to name bomb like Captain America and Thor, because they know nothing about these guys, you know? So it was great. Guardians of the Galaxy. Yeah, Guardians of the Galaxy definitely made this newcomer feel right at home.
I enjoyed it. Like he said, I didn't know anything about it at all going into it. I had no expectations, and I leave the movie like, it was good. I enjoyed it. Good movie, good action, good comedy. So even if you are skeptical because you think it's just going to be some kind of side goofy thing, it kind of is goofy, but in a good way. Go check it out. I say it's good. I enjoyed it.
Alrighty. So I am NGS signing off for Dunte86. Go check out his channel. The link will be below in the description. And we will catch you guys later. Peace.
Peace. Buy that stuff.
All the way back to New York in a couple days.